The upcoming 2026 FIFA World Cup is a colossal engineering arms race spread across 3 vast North American countries. To pull this off, the infrastructure requires immense physical extremes, from the subterranean $5.5 billion SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles to the soaring 92,000-seat AT&T Coliseum in Dallas. Keeping players and fans safe requires heavy environmental engineering, forcing host cities like Houston to utilize massive climate-controlled roofs to block out the brutal 40-degree summer heat. How did a tournament that started with a handful of teams taking weeks-long boat rides across the Atlantic mutate into the most complex logistical operation in sports history? The tournament has become a multi-billion-dollar feat of human engineering, now operating at a scale that reaches an audience of 5 billion people. We have to rewind to the inaugural 1930 tournament in Uruguay. This was a small, invitational gathering consisting of just 13 teams. The logistics of the era created massive hurdles. Most European teams could not afford the boat ride across the ocean, leading to widespread travel boycotts. The stakes at this stage were localized and relatively contained, as those 13 nations fought to claim the original Jules Rimet trophy. In 1954, Switzerland hosted a tournament that looked different for one specific reason. It was the first to be properly televised. By pointing cameras at the pitch, millions of people around the world could watch the live drama unfold simultaneously for the very first time. This broadcast breakthrough pushed the tournament beyond stadium walls, turning a localized gathering into a global obsession and triggering decades of growth. With a massive new television audience scrutinizing every pass, the pressure on the pitch escalated, turning the tournament into a tactical proving ground. This diagram shows the shift from chaotic attacking football to highly organized defensive systems. Italy introduced catenaccio, literally the door bolt, a rigid wall of defenders that locked down the game. To counter this, teams developed total football. Pioneers like Johan Cruyff utilized a fluid rotational system specifically designed to pull those immovable defensive blocks apart. This intense, high-pressure environment forged global icons. A 17-year-old teenager named Pelé arrived at the tournament and immediately conquered the world. To capitalize on the booming global interest, the tournament expanded to 24 teams in 1982, opening the door for new nations like Algeria to challenge established footballing powers. The format shifted again in 1998, growing to 32 teams. This level of participation established the modern, heavily globalized structure of the competition. In this 32-team era, the financial and competitive stakes climbed so high that human refereeing error was no longer an acceptable variable. To manage those massive stakes, FIFA implemented the Video Assistant Referee in 2018, installing a technological safety net to analyze every critical moment on the pitch. By the 2022 finale, the combination of high-stakes tactics, global icons, and precision technology showed how far the tournament had come from its humble origins. This data map illustrates the geographic spread of the 2026 tournament. Expanding to 48 teams requires a logistical scale so massive that the event has outgrown the capacity of any single nation, requiring 3 separate countries to shoulder the weight. Host cities are going to logistical extremes to meet FIFA's modern minimums, forcing venues like Toronto's BMO Field to bolt 18,000 temporary seats onto their existing structure. Contrast that new emergency construction with the renovation of hallowed grounds like Mexico City's Estadio Azteca, which is upgrading its historic infrastructure to host its 3rd World Cup opening match. The 2026 format is a physical and psychological gauntlet. It is a pressure cooker built to test both fading legends and a fearless new generation. You have the aging kings carrying the agonizing expectations of entire nations, preparing to defend their life's work for one final tournament. Coming up right behind them is an explosive new breed of attackers, engineered for speed and hungry to seize the crown. When these players walk out into the roar of 80,000 fans in 2026, they are participating in the climax of a century of constant expansion.